So how do you take a brand from just an idea, just a feeling, and turn it into a living, breathing digital presence? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going behind the scenes with the Ananda Los Cabos yoga studio to see exactly how it's done, from the core philosophy all the way to those final pre-launch details. Okay, let's dive in. You know, every great brand starts with a story. And for Ananda, it starts right here, with this image of the elephant tribe. Now, this isn't just some nice picture. It's the emotional foundation for the entire brand. The whole idea is that the studio is like that protective circle, a community that closes ranks to support its members. This concept of tribe becomes the North Star for every single decision that follows. Okay, so once you've got that emotional core locked in, the next step is to really define the brand's purpose. And for Ananda, that vision all started with one single, really powerful word. And this is where things get crystal clear. Ananda, it's the Sanskrit word for bliss. So the name itself isn't just trying to sell you yoga classes. It's literally an invitation to find joy and to be present. I mean, the name is the mission statement, right? And from that name, you get these core values. These are the guiding principles for, well, for everything. You can see how they're designed to shape the entire experience. Like, look at community. That ties right back to the whole elephant tribe idea. And hospitality is a really specific nod to both Mexican and Indian cultures, grounding the brand in its location and its practice. So these aren't just fluff, you know? They're the actual playbook for every decision they make down the line. All right, so the why is down. Now it's time to figure out the who and the what. You know, putting together the team and creating the strategic blueprint to actually bring this vision to life. And here's the team. This is the digital tribe, the people who are actually going to build this thing. You've got Molly, the founder, who's the visionary. Then you have specialists for every key piece of the puzzle. Dean leading the project, Brandon on the website build and SEO, Jamie handling all the tricky tech integrations, and Chad crafting the words to tell the story. It just goes to show you it really does take a village. But who are they building all this for? Well, Molly identified 3 really distinct audiences. And this is super interesting. Tourists, yeah, they might pay more for a single drop-in class, but it's the full-time residents who are the bedrock of the community. They're the ones who buy the monthly memberships and keep the studio alive and thriving all year round. That insight is absolutely key to their whole business strategy. Okay, now we get to the fun part, taking all these big ideas, bliss, community, all that good stuff, and turning them into an actual website that people can use. It's time to build the digital sanctuary. And this is pretty much where it all begins, visually at least. This storyboard is the very first sketch of the brand's digital home. You can see them mapping out where everything needs to go, from that Find Your Bliss headline to the navigation for classes. This is the architectural drawing, you know, before anyone starts laying the digital bricks. So as they're building this out, the team hits on something that's, well, it's just critical. And Brandon, the web developer, he just nails it here. Stock photos are not going to cut it. Using your own original photography makes the site feel genuine, it builds trust, and at the end of the day, it's going to convert better. Honestly, it's a total game changer for that premium, authentic feel they're going for. You know, they say it's all in the details, and man, is that true here. During one of their reviews, the team actually spent time debating the headline font size, bumping it up from 60 to 65 pixels just to get it right. Now, that might sound tiny, like who cares about 5 pixels, but that right there, that obsession with the details is what makes a website feel truly great, not just, you know, okay. And here's a perfect little example of that process in action. The first idea was simple, white text right on top of a beautiful image. The problem? It was kind of hard to read. So the team came up with a solution. Just add a semi-transparent white box behind the text. This makes the words pop, but you don't lose the feel of the background image. It's a simple fix, right? But it's so smart. And it came from just spotting a problem and figuring it out together. Okay, so the digital sanctuary, it's built, it's beautiful, but how do you get people in the door? The focus has to shift now from building the site to actually building an audience. For a business with a physical front door, like this yoga studio, local SEO is, well, it's everything. It's not about being famous worldwide, it's about getting found by the people who live right down the street. And the ultimate goal? To show up in that little map box on Google when someone nearby searches for, you know, yoga studio near me. And the absolute cornerstone of all local SEO is this little acronym, NAP. It stands for name, address, phone number. Sounds basic, right? But it is so, so important. It's the bedrock of a business's entire digital identity. Dean, the project lead, really breaks down why this is so critical. Basically, Google is like a detective. It looks all over the web, on Yelp, Facebook, everywhere. And if it sees the exact same name, address, and phone number in all those places, it trusts you. It knows you're a legitimate business. The takeaway? Be consistent. It has to be exact, everywhere. All right, we're in the home stretch now. The strategy's in place, the site is built, the marketing plan is ready to roll. Now we're just focusing on those last few details that are going to set this brand up for a really successful launch. Now, this part is really cool. To really embrace their whole community, they had a big choice to make for the Spanish version of the site. They could have just used Google Translate. It's fast, but it can sound robotic. Molly called it a lack of finesse, and that's the perfect word for it. So they went the extra mile. They chose human-led, literal rewrites to make sure that warm, welcoming brand voice was perfect in both languages. So here's a look at how it all came together on a timeline. It all kicked off back in August with strategy. Then October was all about those website tweaks we saw. November is for the photo shoot, finally getting that authentic photography. And the goal? A soft opening in early December, just a few short months after the project really got started. And this is one of those tiny details that I just love. It shows you how much they're thinking about the entire customer experience. So 3 rings, what's that about? It's their rule for the phone. If a real person can't pick up after 3 rings, a custom AI assistant kicks in, ready to help in either English or Spanish. It's a small thing, but it's so thoughtful. And all of this kind of brings us to a final big picture question. When you look at the Ananda story, they're working on all 3 of these things. They've got the product, a beautiful space, and great classes. They've got that powerful story about the elephant tribe. And their whole strategy is about building a dedicated community. So what do you think is the most important piece of the puzzle? Maybe the real secret sauce is finding a way to nail all 3.